Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 103 days away from its official release by Disney, Lucasfilm, JJ, and crew. That is all set and ready to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film, at the end of the day, is going to be a revelation film. There are going to be so many different twists and turns in the story that's going to make us look back at the past 8 Star Wars films in a different light. Now, one thing that we do know is that J.J. Abrams wants to make this the darkest Star Wars film there is within the Skywalker saga, even darker than that of Episode 3, which honestly, I think is going to be a very hard task to really complete and to really accomplish, but we'll have to wait and see to actually witness what the end product is going to look like. Now, on top of all this, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very intriguing for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really interesting about all of this is that shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that both Rey and Kylo Ren are said to be inside of a strange room, where it's described that they are in the middle of a strange room that appears to be Palpatine's brand new throne, either on a strange world or ship, since a large throne is seen described in the background. Now, it's explained that one of the scenes is said to involve Rey attacking the Knights of Ren, where a total of 3 of them are said to fight Rey with these brand new weapons that are able to combat against lightsabers. It's explained that one of the sequences involves Rey getting injured from 2 of the Knights, where Kylo Ren rushes to Rey's aid and picks her up in the bridal position once again, where he is now said to argue with the Knights of Ren that he needs her alive. It's explained that this is where Kylo and the Knights get into an argument, where Palpatine is said to be sitting on his throne in the background. The scene is said to be very action-packed as a sequence, where it took roughly 1 whole week to film, in the entire scene between, of course, Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley, between Rey, the Knights, and of course Kylo Ren. It's said that a part of this has to do with Palpatine's plan and his manipulation on Kylo Ren. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the great thing about Episode 9 so far is that, yes, this movie is going to have the most characters out of every single Star Wars movie, and that could either, I will be honest, be a good or a bad thing, depending on how it's all going to be organized and how they're all going to be placed into the movie. Now, mind you, alright, that doesn't necessarily mean that all the characters are going to have major roles. However, the Knights of Ren will have major roles in The Rise of Skywalker, which is great news, because if you look at the Praetorian Guards, I really do feel that they should have actually had more screen time, and maybe even a couple of more scenes thrown in there that would have made them a little bit more enjoyable. But with that being said, moving on forward, this entire sequence is said to take place inside of a strange environment that contains Palpatine's brand new throne. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this could very well be Ralph McQuarrie's original version of Palpatine's throne room from Return of the Jedi. You guys may recall that Palpatine's original throne room for Episode 6 was actually said to be based inside of a Sith temple, with a lot of lava surrounding the actual throne itself. But I digress. What's really interesting about this is that this is said to be a sequence in which Kylo Ren gets into a deep argument with the Knights of Ren after the Knights of Ren are attacking Rey, and Kylo Ren comes into this position where he actually has to split up the fight, and this is what causes a big split between Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren. Now, this is actually said to be a manipulation technique by Palpatine, and it's said to be a big game by Sidious himself. Now, this could very well line directly up with what we heard a couple of months ago of the unnamed actors portraying the Knights fighting Adam Driver in a particular scene, which could have very well been a training session or a fight for all we know. Now it looks like it's more to be a fight between Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren eventually, because there are sequences that were filmed between Adam Driver, fighting the actual, unnamed actors portraying the Knights of Ren. Now, what I like about Episode 9 as well is that this seems like that they really are borrowing a lot of elements from the original drafts of Return of the Jedi, in which, in the original drafts, yes, we did have similar sequences just like this, where there were more than 3 different characters in Palpatine's throne room, where they're trying to do new and amazing things to the Star Wars franchise, not just by borrowing elements from George Lucas, but also from Star Wars Legends material. Now, the Knights of Ren, in case you guys did not know, they existed well before Kylo even turn to the dark side. This was confirmed by Vanity Fair back in May of this year, and since then a lot of fans have been wondering whatever happened to Luke's other Jedi students. Could they very well be additional Knights of Ren that we don't know about, or is there more to the story than we already know? That's something that I really do believe needs a lot of answers to for the Star Wars community to really get the idea of what's really going on here. So with that being said, guys, I will say that this whole entire sequence between Kylo Ren, Rey, and the Knights of Ren, and how Rey gets injured by two of the Knights where she's picked up by Kylo Ren, sounds like a very intriguing sequence that's really going to be very dramatic. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.